A large number of developers who want to carry out their building projects efficiently and as cost-effectively as possible find that, in practice, their completed projects do not live up to their expectations as a result of having suffered deviations with respect to term, cost or quality. The most commonly employed works execution modalities to date are turnkey or itemized system ones. The most commonly employed works execution modalities to date are turnkey or itemized system ones. The developer, by means of the turnkey system, is bound to a single contractor. In practice, the developer has been shown to have his power of decision restricted with respect to the drawing up of the budget and the contracting of suppliers pursuant to this modality. In general, it proves to be a quite expensive choice owing to the general costs margin and the corporate profit applied by the contractor. It has also been shown that the so-called itemized system involves big risks for the developer. This means that specific knowledge and an extremely professional profile are called for. According to this system, the developer takes on risks with respect to delays, uncertainty as regards the end price, and the dilution of responsibilities of the different subcontractors. In most cases, the application of either of these systems brings with it an increasing rise in the costs that are directly offset onto the developer. As a solution to problems arising from the application of these traditional systems, Neometra has developed and promotes innovative integrated construction management services. Management services. This is a professional services contract, the sale of management technology, in which a team of technicians acting on behalf of the property coordinate its technical, economic, administrative, financial coordination and relations that are required among all those taking part in a project, from the very outset to its entry into operation. In this way, we guarantee the achievement of preset goals such as configuration scope, completion deadline, cost and quality. When applied, our procedures include the meeting of the following objectives. Management is a system that integrates processes and functions. Above all, it is characterized by its far-sighted and systematic approach, by virtue of which it anticipates and corrects deviations while at the same time tackling the project in an integrated fashion. Management services. Integrated Construction Management, ICM. Neometra is contracted to coordinate building processes, which it does by splitting up the works into batches or items, which are contracted out to specialist companies instead of a single general contractor. Neometra acts as a delegated developer that manages the construction project and receives fees for these professional services. Fees which are estimated in man-hours, always in accordance with the resources used. In this way, the single contractor, corporate profit intermediary is done away with, resulting in a considerable cost saving for the client, which may reach to the order of 15%. The basic phases are: kick-off. Having identified the client's needs, expectations are defined and clear and reasonable goals are set. The technical project must be validated in terms of its functionality and regulation compliance. Licenses, permits, and the contracting of a technical control body, the taking out of insurance policies and so on are all processed for the client. Tendering and awarding. This involves splitting the works into batches, selecting subcontractors and suppliers, drafting technical specifications, calling for, assessing and effectively comparing tenders by consensus with the property, and providing support in the negotiation and the signing of contracts. The planning phase. Drafting and implementation of the project management plan, including determining the objective cost, drawing up the definitive work schedule, including partial milestones, quality control plan, procurement planning, purchases or outsourcing, certification schedule, cash flow, information system, and so on. The performance phase. the physical execution of the project, coordinating work, activities and subcontractors, supervising auxiliary resources, certification control and administrative tasks. Monitoring and control. Close monitoring of the work and project baselines, schedule, objective budget, integrated control of change orders and deviations, quality assurance and contract management, keeping the client fully updated at all times. Closure or deactivation phase. Validating project scope and aim with the client, giving proper form to the acceptance of deliverables, coordinating and supervising operating tests and the final reception of the project. Support in resolving incidents up to commissioning. Integrated Project Management, IPM, also known simply as Project Management. Neometra tackles the project in an integrated fashion. From its conception by way of the first stage of contracting the drafting of the technical project to carrying out the integrated construction management phases that have already been explained. There is a conceptual phase during the course of which basic data and client requirements are gathered together with a view to determining the approximate cost of the investment. Technical specifications and design criteria are drawn up and the drafting of the technical project is put out to tender. Tenders are applied for, a comparison is made and finally a technical recommendation is made to select the architectural study. This involves the coordination and supervision of the drafting of the project while at the same time contributing value engineering and recommendations. Integrated Works Management, IWM. Guaranteed Ceiling Price, GCP. For small-scale site installation, restoration or refurbishment work, where the budget does not reach the minimum required to implement integrated construction management, Neometra offers the possibility of taking on the works contract itself, thus assuming the role of contractor. This integrated works management, or management contracting, would fall within the scope of the turnkey modality. Cost savings are shared in this process and a guaranteed ceiling price is set. The client transfers the construction risk to the project manager and receives complete certainty as regards the final cost of the works, given that Neometra would foot the bill for any costs that overrun the ceiling cost. The methodology developed and employed by Neometra has the following important advantages. Price. Cost saving of up to 15% by doing away with the general contractor. Term. Shortened by way of the rapid execution technique, which involves overlapping. Convenience. A professional team is delegated to manage everything. Real-time monitoring. Possibility of monitoring your project from an online platform. Control. Client lead and participation in decision-making. Communication. A project manager acts as the single liaison officer. Open books. Transparent availability of all project information. Innovation. Not restricted in its application to the traditional construction systems. Flexibility. You can either contract tasks separately or the fully integrated service. All of the advantages offered by these management services reflect the innovative character of Neometra, a company that applies state-of-the-art techniques and systems to enable the client to take part in, control and manage his own projects. Neometra. Sale of management technology.